Quentin, thank you for your time this afternoon. What has actually happened here? Because there's still legal action outstanding against Lucy Letby, isn't there?
There is. She's due to face a retrial for one of the alleged murders of child K in June. What's happened is she has appealed her conviction to the Court of Appeal Criminal Division. That appeal was initially denied by a single judge on the papers. So it got renewed to the full Court of Appeal for argument. And today they announced that they've rejected that appeal.
So what happens now to Lucy Letby? She just has this trial later in the year, next month, by the sound of things. Is that all that's outstanding against her?
Well, that's right. It's the end of the road for any appeal grounds that she might put forward now, because normally from the Court of Appeal one can appeal to the Supreme Court, but because the single judge rejected her application to appeal, she's now been refused twice. So that is the end of it. So she will spend the rest of her life in prison now, regardless of the outcome of the case in June.
So she is one of the most notorious child killers in the country ever, I think. She was convicted in August last year of the murders of 7 babies and the attempted murders of 6 others at the Countess of Chester Hospital between 2015 and 2016. I would expect, although you're the expert, Quentin, will her lawyers be arguing that she can't receive a fair trial at the trial in June because she's been convicted and such a notorious person who has, of course, had so much written and broadcast about her?
It's always very difficult to say what another set of lawyers will argue. It's certainly something that could be brought up. It's a very high hurdle to face bringing such an argument. There've been a rich history of such arguments put forward to courts, from the Crays through to Michael Stone, have all argued that adverse publicity may affect their trials, but none of those arguments have been successful. It's a very high bar to reach, because the jury are directed that they have to deal with things on the merits of the case that they hear.
Yes, indeed, and of course there will be all sorts of jurors, I'm sure, who will have heard and read all sorts of things, and the question about their objectivity will be at the heart of all of that, I'm sure. In terms of her trial for child K, as you say, how long is that likely to last? Where is it likely to be?
Well, it's being held in the same court in Manchester that the other trial was. As far as the trial estimate is concerned, that's not something that is widely reported. So we don't know exactly how long that case is going to take. But one would imagine it will be significantly shorter than the main trial, just because it's focusing on a single victim as opposed to multiple victims in the first trial.
Quentin, thanks for your thoughts on this. Quentin Hunt there, a criminal defence barrister at 2 Bedford Row.